Hey there, all you pep heads. Welcome to the Incorrigible Party for our third of 4 parts adventure with Pep MacDonald taking us through the Pepshot Part 3.
Alright, while we're sitting here waiting, I'm gonna take a look at these scrolls and see if I can glean any more information from them.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. You're doing a short rest, so that's a good opportunity to identify magic items.
Yeah.
If anyone else has any magic items they maybe would want to identify as well.
I will check out the ring that the bird gave me.
Ah, sweet. All right, so John, you already know pretty much everything about the scrolls. The only difference is there is a command word to clear the text that's on both scrolls.
Oh, cool.
The command word is Kalus, but really
Kalus.
it's clear in Elven.
Oh, okay.
I made that up, though. I don't know if it really is, in case anyone happens to speak Elven.
It's like, oh.
I do, yes.
And the ring is a ring of good omens. Once per long rest, if you would fail a saving throw against a magical effect, you can choose to pass instead.
Sweet.
Yeah. And if for some reason you would ever become cursed, the ring crumples into dust and the curse is canceled.
Interesting. Okay, so everybody's sort of...
Well, I'm going to sneakily slip the ring on my finger.
Roll a sleight of hand.
I mean, in theory.
I'm not paying any attention to her.
I don't care either, it's trivial.
Was that Leland or Hydratia? I'm not really sure.
Little column A, little column B.
So I think as we're all sitting here, at some point, I'll just know we've rested enough. And I'll get up and I'll say, shall we proceed to find this, dead wizard?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm optimistic that he's not dead, but yeah, let's keep going.
Okay, and I'll walk down the steps.
The turtle watches you longingly as you exit the room.
Goodbye, little buddy.
Death is a necessary part of life.
Wow, that's deep, Pyra.
Yes, but no water, no life.
No fire, no forest.
No blue, no green.
No red, no orange. I can do this all day.
Are you done? Let's go.
Continue to walk around the corner and not caring if anybody's following me.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what rhymes with orange? I think I know the password.
Yes, it's water.
The staircase goes about 10 feet down, and you'd probably make note while you're down here, too, that although somewhat of this path is carved, especially the bit right before the actual steps down, you notice that a lot of what you're walking into actually seems like it might be some sort of a natural cavern.
Cavern, if you will.
So I do have dark vision, so I will lead.
Should we light a torch?
Yeah. Does anyone have a torch? I don't see so good.
I will light a torch.
This looks awfully dark down here.
I can produce flame.
I'll light a torch, but I'll stay about 15 feet back. 10 feet back from Delano.
Oh, nice. That's awful nice, Yukaitsa.
Only fools can't see in the dark.
Well, I mean, to each their own, I guess.
Not all of us are graced with your senses.
Must suck.
It kind of does.
Yeah, so after a bit of a winding walk through some dirt tunnels and whatnot, you do open into a larger room, a larger area. Room is not the best word for it, because it's more of like a cavern.
If you could please just say cavern, we're more familiar with that term.
I knew that was coming.
I knew it was coming,
I don't
too.
think so. So the cavern is a large open area with 2 large pools of water in the corners, and there's a stone door sitting on the north wall.
So I sort of start to walk in, and then I see the pools of water. I sort of hold my hand out to hydration and go, hold on before you jump in. These look a little odd.
You'll also note that you heard dripping before. It seems like the dripping's coming from in here, as some of the water is dripping from the ceiling, which seems to have been forming these pools.
You see, in the struggle between water and rock, in time, water always wins.
You know, Hydracia, I've noticed that too. It's funny how things happen like that. Nature, right? You know, I guess it's nature. Science, nature. You know what I mean.
Erosion, and I walk over and I stand by the pool.
All right. You notice looking down that the water is quite deep.
Seems like it goes down for quite some way. I'll take my staff and sort of stick it into the water a little bit, swish it around, see if the water acts any different.
No, and you're one of the ones who has dark vision, right?
Yes.
So you will note, looking down, you can see the bottom, because I think your dark vision's 60 feet.
Yep, 60.
So you can see the bottom. It looks like it's about 30, 40 feet down. But yeah, as I mentioned, it is quite deep, and it's almost a very sudden drop, too. Like, it kind of, like, slopes down about a foot and then just kind of, like, goes. But yeah, the water itself doesn't seem to act funny whenever you stir it around.
I think I would just proceed to walk around the water and then up towards the door, thinking, it's just two pools.
What about everybody else?
I want to look down in the water, too. Hold the torch out over top of it.
I'm sticking with the light because that's the only way I can see.
Yeah, I'm also going to be hanging out with them as well. I can't see.
I'll walk over to the door because I can see and just sort of inspect the door.
Pyra, as you're walking by, you notice that there seems to be some amount of light coming out of the other side of the pool. Like, not the side that they have the light on.
Okay, and it would be like, I don't know, faint light, distant light.
It is underwater. Like, there's some light coming
underwater.
from under the water, essentially, yeah.
Guys, I see something in this pond. Coming from the water.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll
Delano.
walk over to this pool and look in.
Alright, you don't see the light anymore.
I don't see the light anymore.
No. I mean, you see the light from the torch directly beside you, but you don't see any light coming from in underneath the water anymore.
Okay, guys, it happened when I was by the door before. Hold on. So I walk back to the door. Does the light come back when I'm by the door?
Who has the torch right now?
I do.
It's Kitesy, yeah. I mean, are you looking at the same pool specifically, or... You know, you've got good passive perception, actually, Elena, so I will say that you actually now notice the light coming from the other pool.
Okay, you guys, these lights come from the pools when I'm by the door. First it was that one, now it's this one. I don't know.
Wait, so, Pyra, you saw light coming from the pool that we weren't standing by first time around, is that right?
Yeah.
And then we went over to look at that pool, and now the light's coming from the other pool.
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder, is Kites' torch shining light into the pool and the light's coming out the other pool?
I'm going to take something out of my backpack, just like a little pebble or something, and drop it in the pool of water I'm standing in front of.
I thought you didn't have any pebbles and that's why you took hydracious.
I have an explorer pack, so whatever the frick comes in the explorer pack.
At some point, you walked through a room that was basically, like, shattered into a million pieces, too, so if you ever needed pebbles...
Yeah, look
They're
at the
readily
garden.
available.
The garden has a ton of pebbles.
I grabbed
around
some
the
pebbles from the
pond.
garden and
Yeah.
put them in my pack.
Yeah, lots of cobblestone there, too. Yeah, no, it falls quite handily down to the bottom. Doesn't seem to do anything strange.
Hydracia, go for a swim.
Guy, you know what? It's been a while since I've been in the water. Hydracia, I mean, if you want to go in, I'll go in with you. We can keep an eye out for each other.
Of course. Would you like to hold hands?
I'm open for new experiences if you want to, but we don't need
Yes.
to.
As you say, I do you and you do me.
Yeah? Okay. That sounds cool to me.
I don't know if I want to DM this anymore. It's starting to sound like the
Where's
opening
that,
to
like, safe card that we can hold up?
Well,
and be like,
Yeah.
You know,
You do me and I'll do you.
I've never swam with holding another friend's hand, but that's fine. Sounds safe.
Are you going in that pool? I'll come over with my light.
Yeah, he can't see.
I'll hold the light out so you guys can see a little better.
Yeah, so you're both just diving in?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So whenever you dive in, especially with the light, you notice that the light seems to continue a little bit more into the middle of the room, almost as if there's some sort of an extra little path in between the two ponds. I'll just say that it's in between because that should be pretty obvious pretty quickly. So it is dark in the other pond, but you can see this quite a bit of the tunnel is lit. So it seems to be connected. Leland, I'll make you notice that there's some extra light down there though, but it's very faint. It almost looks like little sparks of electricity kind of in the middle of between the two ponds.
Well, that seems dangerous. I'll put a hand gingerly on Booch's turtle cheek and kind of motion towards it.
Which cheek? Wait.
His turtle butt cheek.
His tail gives a little wag.
You definitely notice if he kind of points the way. You see the same thing. Just some small little, almost like little, very, very small little bolts of electricity just kind of in the same spot. Just again, kind of in the middle.
And then it doesn't look like there's any discernible origin of it?
Not from far away. You can't really see anything, no.
All right, I'll swim to it.
As you get closer, you notice that it's kind of it looks like a small gem. It's a little hard to tell underwater and the kind of dark too, but yeah, it looks like some sort of a small gem, but inside of it there's just kind of little bolts of lightning. There's some other stuff swirling as well, but as you pick it up and move it, you can see it's... I guess you didn't say that you were going to pick it up, but whatever.
Well, I grab it. Yeah, I'll grab it.
Okay, as you pick it up and move it, it moves with you. Like the little lightning bolts are definitely inside of it.
Cool. I'll swim back over to Bucci and Buchikins and show it to him.
Booch gives him a thumbs up.
All right, I'm gonna motion to Booch and swim back up.
Yeah, let's go back up to the surface and...
Yeah, so when you get to the surface, you can see it much more clearly. Not only does it look like there's lightning, it actually looks like there's almost like a miniature storm sitting inside of this gem. Like there's lightning and clouds, and it's actually raining, it looks like, inside the gem.
Oh, wow. It's a nice little thing you got there.
Yes, thank you. Very interesting. I shall pocket it. Let us continue.
Is that what was making the light?
It appears so. Good eye, Pyra.
I'll open the next door.
All right. Yeah, it's very covered with mildew, but again, doesn't seem to be locked or anything.
Did someone say mildew?
Yes.
Nice.
Are you gonna take some?
Yeah, I'm gonna scrape a little bit off of the door and just smear it in one of the corners of my shell.
Sounds good. But yeah, so this door opens into a long, empty stone hallway. And you notice there's a little bit of a bend at the end of it.
I will walk up the hallway and till I see it turn. Sort of look around the corner first to see if I see anything, and then if nothing jumps out at me, I'll proceed.
Is it still dark?
No, it's well lit in here. It's back to being well lit.
I'll put my torch out.
All right, I'm gonna go up along with Delano.
I think we're getting a little bit more comfortable walking around here now. There hasn't been any traps that have sprung on us in a while, so
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm gonna, as we get up to this door, I'll look at it a little closer than before. Is there anything that jumps out at me as a potential trap?
No, it looks like a lot of the other stone doors you've seen, and again, doesn't appear to have a lock or anything.
I will slowly push it open.
So the door faces a little bit of resistance as you hear the sound of what sounds like a lot of small stones or pebble kind of sliding on the door behind it as you open it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just give it a little bit more pressure, and it seems like there's just stuff maybe stuck underneath the door, or there's stuff in the way.
Yeah, and then once you fully open the door, you can see a heavily damaged room. Many of the walls have large cracks, the floor and ceiling are uneven and broken, and large piles of rubble pepper the room. And, of course, as you probably expect at this point, there's a large stone door at the other end of the room.
Do we hear anything?
Nope.
This place is a shithole.
Yes, it's...
Well,
Yeah.
it's very damaged. I wonder what caused all of this.
Do you think he has to come through all this every time he enters and leaves?
He's probably teleporting. He's a wizard.
Oh, good point.
They certainly did go to a lot of trouble to keep people from getting to his lab, but he hasn't done a good job of upkeep.
Maybe they had a really big party here. This looks like my house after a party.
Or he intentionally made it look this way for some reason we do not yet know.
I step in, just 5 feet in.
Yep. The floor seems completely stable, regardless of how broken everything appears.
Anything in the wreckage that, I mean, is it all like stone structure?
Yeah, it legit just kind of looks like either parts of the walls or the ceilings or whatever have just like fallen in and crumbled. It looks natural.
I'll walk up to about the middle of the room and stop.
I'm gonna follow Delano as well. Could I inspect one of these piles of rubble to? I want to use my cleaver to kind of just turn some stones over, push around in one of these piles, see if I find anything.
Yeah, for sure. Just pick a pile.
I'll take a look at the one just to my left here.
What is everybody else doing?
I am going to cast Detect Traps.
Sounds good. Like you're just gonna like walk into the room and cast it?
Yeah, I'm going to be right at the doorway there, because the range is 120 feet, so it should cover the whole room, right?
Nice, yeah.
I sense the presence of any trap within the 120 feet that's within line of sight.
Feel bad. Okay. So, as you walk into the doorway and begin to cast the spell, your brain lights up because it is very clear that this room has traps. Specifically, it looks like the traps seem to be on the left and right wall.
Okay.
But, as I mentioned, as you enter the room, the stone door that you entered through slams shut. Because you were the last person in, I'll give you the option if you want to try to dive through it, but like it looks like it's closing really fast.
No, it's fine. Pyra is gonna go, "It's a trap!"
Yeah. So the door slams shut, makes a loud clicking noise, and then the two side walls begin to slowly move.
We're in a trash compactor!
And Booch, because you were specifically searching, can you actually roll me an investigation check on that pile that you're on? I'll even give you the option of using perception. Just know that it's a lower check using investigation than using perception. It just depends on how you want to look it over. If you kind of want to just like look over the rubble very quickly, that'd be perception. Whereas if you want to actually like dig through and investigate, that's more of the investigation.
I think I'll use perception. That's only a 10.
Yeah, you don't seem to find anything of note then. As if on cue, as soon as the door closes and the walls begin to shake, a familiar voice begins to play.
Alright, so this next room here is one of them there time puzzle kind of things. So you only have about 2 minutes, give or take a few seconds, in order to solve this one. You obviously got to get through the door, and as you might notice, the walls are closing in on you, so you probably want to get a move on. Yeah, in case you haven't figured it out already. Your 2 minutes started when I started talking, so I'm just gonna stay with you here this whole time so I can serenade you with my sweet voice as you're dying. Yeah, but don't worry. I'm pretty confident you can find the key. I didn't hide it anywhere too difficult. You know, wanted to give you a fighting chance.
I'm going to run up towards the door first off, and there is a keyhole, I assume, on that door?
There is a keyhole, yes. It does seem to be locked.
I'm going to start digging through this pile right by the door and moving stones around to see if I can find a key.
Alright, anybody else searching piles?
Yeah, I'm gonna search this pile right next to me.
100%.
I'm gonna
Right inside the door.
I'm gonna take more time to search the pile that I've already looked in to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I'm searching piles.
speaking of fighting, don't try to hold the walls back, you know? You got about a 0% chance of being able to pull that off. Unless you're some sort of a giant or an ogre, in which case, yeah, I don't know why you're actually, how you even got this far. You know, fitting through those doors and everything, I'm more impressed than anything. So if that's the case, feel free to just smash the walls open and we'll just carry on with the rest of this. But yeah, odds are
investigation. I got a 21.
humanoids. So.
I'm doing perception.
I got an 8.
Yeah, I got 7.
22.
Oh, that's enough to move that then.
Nice. So the pile I was checking is gone. It's empty. I'm gonna move on to the other pile.
Booch got a 16 this time.
Yep, I'll move too.
So was there nothing in my pile, Pep?
Nope.
Yeah, still didn't get through the door. Okay, well, if you notice there's a little bit of panic in my voice, it's just so that I can make it very clear that you're in danger now. You've only got 30 seconds left, and yeah, you notice the walls are getting mighty tight. So you probably want to pick up the pace there. Yeah.
I want to check around the door frame, like the top of the...
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to guess it's not there since...
Well, the pile I jumped to, I only had an investigation of 10 afterwards, so it's not great.
I had an investigation of 9. Check the door frame, Delano. Check above the door. See if it's there.
I'm going to check this other pile first, since I'm standing by it. There we go, 21.
So Booch sees the key on the floor. He's going to grab it.
The slowest
And-
one of all of us.
He's going to shuffle over to the door.
Run! Come on, Booch. Grab that
That's
key. Get up
Booch's
here.
hurried. That's Booch's hurried shuffle.
When he finds the key, does everybody just kind of rush to the door?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if he yells it, yeah.
Yeah, Booch would definitely say that he's found the key and grab it and run over. And I'm gonna try the key in the lock.
The key does not appear to work.
Fudge.
Okay.
I'll check above the door.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm starting to worry for you. You wait 15 seconds.
Get it.
Okay. You really got to get through that door. I
Silent
really
search.
hope I
We're
don't
so
know you.
nervous.
I'm gonna feel bad later.
We're so the walls
Okay,
are
10.
closing in.
9, 8,
Oh.
7, 6,
no.
5. Yeah, I am
just got
slowing
squished.
down. I'm trying to give you extra
Okay.
time. 4,
Okay. You
3,
I beat on the door.
2.
can't. Where's my character?
One.
Is he dead? Did you just? Oh, there you go.
Okay. Yeah. Clearly you notice the walls have stopped moving, so I actually wasn't able to get the mechanism working properly. The full crushing effect didn't happen. I'm sure it's rather uncomfortable in there right now, but overall, you should be fine. In fact, it should be a lot easier to find the key now, because you only got about a foot of space in either direction to work with, so yeah. Sorry for lying to you. Just had to make you feel like you're under pressure, you know? Okay, good. It's good talking to you.
All the piles have pushed forward and whatnot, and you do find another key pretty quickly.
Don't scare me like that.
Whew, that was very intense, guys. I thought we were gonna be squished. I mean, I could have just hid out in my shell and I probably would have been fine, but the rest of you,
Let's get out of here. Put the key in there, just in case.
Stupid wizard is so stupid. He had to take this freaking key.
I'm gonna
Surely.
stand.
Go ahead. Sorry. I was just gonna make a snarky comment. So if you're actually doing something, you can take precedent.
I was gonna say I'm gonna stand next to Booch and measure my width compared to his width and see if the walls had stopped on his shell. If I would have been okay.
He would have kept you safe for sure.
There's room for 2 in his shell. Trust me on that one.
oh Pyra, I mean, thought we were gonna keep that private.
There's been all kinds of things going on with you guys that I just wasn't paying attention to, obviously. Give me the key.
I gave someone the key just to take this freaking key. I hate this freaking wizard. What are we doing?
Okay, I take the key and put it in the lock and open the door.
The door opens just fine. Opens into about a medium-length stone hallway. You're getting used to these hallways at this point.
That's a lot of effort to go through to not have the follow-through of actually smushing anybody.
Yeah, as much as I was scared, I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed in this wizard.
I know, right?
You'd rather be dead, I assume.
Well,
No,
I was
but-
pretty sure that my shell was going to prevent me from getting squished, but now that I know there was not any squishing to be had,
It's oddly disappointing.
All it would have taken was turning into an insect or a spider to fit into one of the wall cracks.
That's very true.
That's true.
We would have been fine.
Yeah, remember we're druids. We don't care about these locked doors.
Yes, this is all coming back to me now. I'll walk up the hallway to the next doorway.
All right. Another plain stone door.
I will see if it opens.
It does.
Then I'll open it up and say to Booch, you want to head in first since you got this impenetrable shell?
Yeah, I'm pretty.
No, that's it. You're pretty. You don't have to hide it.
Sometimes I can't English.
Be careful, Boochykins.
Yeah,
He's
I can-
quite the player.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Those stinky, disgusting things getting all the action.
Hydrangea likes both the guys, but dislikes both of the women?
Yeah. She's
She never
a
said that.
witch.
She never said that.
She threw shade at Booch at one point.
I don't mind going in first. This shell keeps me pretty protected. Let's see what there is to find in here.
All right, so opens into another large stone room. There is a really ornate-looking stone pillar in the center, and technically 6 stone doors, including the one that you're coming out of. You also notice that there are words carved into the floor, kind of between each door and the pillar. You would probably assume that the words line up with the particular doors. But a familiar voice begins to play as you enter the room.
All right, this is definitely one of my favorites. So, you need 4 keys to open that door over there. And you notice that there's 4 different doors you can go through ahead of time. Now, each of these is going to lead down a hallway that has some sort of let's call it a monster in there. Yeah, I don't really like using that term. They're living creatures just like you and me. Well, most of them. But anyway. Yeah, there'll be a key down there. I would prefer you find a way to get the key without killing any of them there creatures. But, you do whatever you need to do. If you can live with yourself, that's fine.
So these words that we see on the ground, they're carved in the ground, or?
Yeah, it's just like carved into the stone.
Well, let's take a look at them. The first one says, "Keep your eyes closed and touch only the key, and bring not a light, or I'll take it from thee." The next one says, "I hope you can swim, I hope you can run, because when I catch you, it won't be any fun." The next one says, "I seek healthy meat when I'm looking for a treat." That seems like definitely a monster one. "Your weapons are useless, your armor is frail. You'll leave with only your skin, hair, bones, and entrails."
Hey, Booch, you got some fresh meat for that monster that wants a treat?
I do have some dried, dehydrated, and I might add nicely seasoned meat left over.
Sounds fresh.
It's a bit chewy, but it's got a nice tang. It's got a little bit of salt on it, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of heat. It's very nice.
Booch, you do have that fish still.
I do, yes.
Fish isn't meat. Who are you kidding?
Fish is meat.
Well, sounds to me like Booch, you should head in that door and give him some meat.
Yeah, why don't I take a look here?
All by himself?
If someone wants to come and keep an eye from the doorway, I'd appreciate it.
No, we'll be right behind you.
Okay. So I walk up to the door. What does the door look like?
Just a plain stone door.
Any lock on it that I can see?
Nope, looks very free to open.
Okay. So I will open it.
The door opens into absolute darkness.
Oh, he can't see in the dark.
Can I see from where I am into the hallway?
You cannot. It's basically like a wall of black as soon as you open the door.
I can't see anything down that hallway either. Some kind of spell that's keeping everything dark, maybe.
Should we let the monster come to us? Just leave the door open.
Well, seems like a bad idea to do that. Maybe we should try one of the other doors first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to the door directly across from the one that Booch opened and
Shut that door first.
open it up.
Okay, shut the door.
Okay, I'll close this door if I see hydration.
I don't wait for
water.
him to close it.
All right. Then.
You're gonna let a draft in. Same
not
thing.
what I sound
it
like.
opens into a. I wasn't meaning to do you. That's funny. Yeah, it opens into the same thing, just an absolute wall of darkness.
All right, let's check the other two as well.
Well, while they have the door open, I'm going to produce flame in my hand and kind of stick my hand in the doorway and see if that has any effect.
No, you cannot see the light from the produced flame, and yes, whenever you pull your hand out, the flame's gone too.
I think the inscription on the floor, keep your eyes closed and touch only the key, and bring not a light, or I'll take it from thee. Seems like we're not going to be able to take light into these passageways.
I wonder if it's describing every room behind these 4 doors.
Ah, crap.
Interesting.
What the heck are we
Well.
supposed to do?
Hydracia's gonna strip naked and pull off all her armor and clothes. Put her weapons aside, as they are useless. My armor is frail.
Yes.
You guys want to see some 65-year-old skin?
Where are you going with that?
I'm just gonna step over the threshold of this top left one.
Keep your eyes closed.
So as you walk through it, it's basically like walking into a sheet of absolute darkness. And the dark is dark when you get inside too. I'll assume they were talking and making some amount of noise behind you, but as soon as you walk through into the darkness, you can't hear out there either. It's just like a complete buffer zone.
I'll step back out and report as such.
Could you see? 'Cause you're naked?
No.
I guess I'll keep my clothes on.
Thanks. I think, did you go any further into the room? Maybe here, hold on to this rope. Go in and I can always, if things get bad, yank on it and we'll try to get you out.
All right, I'll grab it and step in and continue further.
Alright, it feels like you'd probably get about this far without thinking too much about it, so I'll even drag you in here. So eventually, after about 15-20 feet of walking, you come out of the darkness and you just come into a long stone hallway. And this room is dark. No, this one isn't dark, sorry. This one is lit up.
Okay, I gotta go back out and report.
You're such a good player.
So, we can go through the darkness.
Yes, it seems it is only for a matter of feet.
Do we need to leave all our possessions here?
I will try to go through without taking disrobing. And I'll walk in. Still holding the rope, of course.
Okay.
And I'm going to continue to proceed till I hit something.
I'm gonna need to whisper you, I think.
Okay.
So, you essentially walked... Oh, God, I don't even know if you made it out of the darkness.
Okay. I was just, walking forward. You can put me anywhere.
Yeah. It's weird timing. So, when you're about here, you're still walking through the darkness, and then it feels like something, falls on top of you,
Okay.
and you feel your entire body held down, like you're not able to move. You can. You're still upright. You're still kind of standing like how you were. But yeah, you don't.
Sort of paralyzed?
You're not physically paralyzed so much as it feels like there's something that's like perfectly around you. It's probably hard to describe.
Can I move my arms or anything in any way?
Not enough to do anything meaningful. Like if you have a spell that has a somatic component, you can't do it. Same as
No,
material.
more like I was going to pull on that rope that whatever her name is, Hydratia has on the back, and see if they would pull me back in.
You can make a strength check in order to try to pull on the rope.
Okay, that's a 8.
Oh, total?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough for them to notice.
Okay, then I think what I'll do is I'll just continue to struggle until they come to help me if I can't move, because I can't cast a spell as long as it has any kind of movement component. Correct?
Yeah. So if you had a verbal only spell.
Okay. So yeah, I don't think I have anything verbal that's going to be able to help me in this situation. So.
You also notice that it feels as though your skin is slowly starting to burn, probably from like an acid.
Okay.
I am guessing you might have an idea of what's happening to you at this moment.
Potentially, but I can wild shape, correct?
Yeah, you can wild shape, yeah.
All right, so I think I will wild shape into a, so I can go all the way up to a rating of 1. How about I'm going to do something like a spider.
I will make note that you did take damage. I'll tell you that you took 8 points of damage. 7 points of damage beforehand. So
okay.
It might matter.
That's good. Yeah, on what I turned into. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I will try to turn into something like I did see snake on here. I'm looking through here real quick. Okay, I'll do an ape.
All right.
I got ape on here.
You'll make note that you can't breathe either, so you're essentially holding your breath while this is happening too.
All right, so I feel like I can't move. There's nothing I can do to pull away from this. I try to reach and pull the rope, but I'm just not strong enough to be able to do that.
No, although you do note that you're actually slowly moving, and you're pulled like into the light right now.
Oh, okay. And I don't have any control over this movement?
No, it kind of feels like you're floating on air. You don't really need to make a perception check at this point to understand that you're inside of some sort of a creature.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to wild shape into an ape.
Okay.
So strength of an ape is we got 16 plus 3. So let me I'll just roll it here.
Yeah, if you want to make another strength check.
So that's 12 plus 3.
Oh, yes, that is good enough. So that's enough for you. You're able to basically rip yourself out of this thing.
Okay. And then I'll just run full force out as an ape into the room.
And so of note, it's this entire space here. So like when you pull yourself out, you would have to run through it again to get the way you came from.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
You're going to try to run through it?
Yeah, I mean, I still feel like my skin's being burned, right?
Yeah, as long as you were in it, yeah. You do feel like you're out of it right now. I just mean, to get back to the room that they were in, there's a jiggly cube thing behind you that is almost exactly the same diameter of the walls.
I see. So, the rope is still passing through that, right?
It is, but it looks as if the rope is dissolving too. It's actually pretty far gone at this point.
Okay. Well, then I think I'll probably just move away from it a little bit more, and then I will pull out the scroll.
Okay.
And I'm going to write on there. There's some kind of creature that will eat you, eat your skin.
I could probably just put the group chat together, because I think at this point, if you're going to be sending them that. So, yes, he goes into the room alone, and the rope it kind of like slowly moves at about the speed you probably expect if he's walking at like a reasonably normal pace, maybe a little slow. But after about not super long, like 20-30 seconds, the rope goes completely loose.
Uh-oh.
Who's holding the rope?
Uh-oh, what?
I have it.
What happened?
I'm gonna give the rope a tug.
The whole rope just pulls out, and the end that pulls out is very like frayed and burned looking.
Oh no.
It appears I may be in the market for a new best friend. Hydration looks to Kaista.
I just look back at you.
Booch winks.
Pyra's available.
Shall we investigate?
Let's go.
All of us?
He's in trouble.
I'm going in there. I need to see what happened to Delano. I'm gonna drop my my cleaver and
You're going in unarmed?
yeah, I'm leaving
What?
Big Boy behind. He's my favorite cleaver, but I'm leaving
Why?
it. And I'm gonna drop my axe.
Not comfortable with this.
I'm going in fully clothed and fully armed. Delano!
Doesn't say we can't take him, it just says it'll be useless.
So yeah, who's all going in, and I guess kind of in what order?
I'm going first.
I think we're all going.
I'll bring up the rear, still very naked.
All right.
Yeah, I think Booch thinks that Riddle on the ground must mean something, so he's gonna leave his weapons behind.
Are you? I just have to ask for the listening audience, Leland. Are you PG naked or are you
Straight up rated X.
straight X? Oh,
And perky,
Okay.
might I add.
yeah.
I like what you've done with the landscaping there, Hydratia.
Yes, it's a whirlpool.
Oh boy.
All right. So how to do this without a raise? So everyone's just kind of rushing through the darkness, right? That's safe to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rushing.
Yeah, I told him it wasn't far.
And you're just to ask you, John. I assume you're going to keep moving.
Yeah.
Okay. So feel free to move yourself. I'll actually reveal some more area because as you get closer, you notice that there's a pit ahead of you.
Okay. I'll make it up to about that, and I'll stop.
Okay. Pyra.
Yes?
So as you come out of the darkness, where Delano is standing currently, it's actually a very large ape.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I see a big ol' ape.
Are you gonna like keep heading towards him?
Yeah. Nothing between me and the ape.
Nothing you can see?
Going.
Do we all come out of this darkness or what?
Yes. I just have to ask in a very specific way for reasons. So, is that about what everyone else would do? Just kind of like run in, see this there, kind of chase after?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That makes my job easier. I'd like everybody to roll me a perception check.
And as I come in, as we're stepping out of that main room, I'm just going to cast Bark Skin on myself, which makes my AC 16.
That makes sense with the nudity.
It's 16 perception for Booch.
18 for Kaitsa.
Not natural 20 for Pyra.
10 for hydration.
Okay. Everybody, as you're running forward, you notice something is a little bit off about the space directly in front of you. The air almost seems to be maybe shimmering a little bit. There's like a little piece of cloth. You can't tell what it's from, but there seems to be a little piece of like cloth that's kind of like floating and slowly disappearing.
So Booch holds out his arms and tries to stop everyone.
Okay.
I stop.
And he's gonna cast Detect Traps.
Do you like, and what are you doing, Pyra? Because you're kind of in the lead.
I'm gonna say that his hands reached out, couldn't stop me, and I just didn't even see.
Well, you did see the thing ahead of you, so the question, I guess, is do you
What do
react
I
to
do?
that? Yeah.
It looks like a floating sheet.
It's hard to describe. It's just kind of like the air is like thicker in that area. Like the air kind of, you know how when you see like heat rising and the way it makes the air kind of look like it's got ripples?
Shimmers a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of shimmering.
Okay, so I'll stop and look back at Booch.
That's kind of almost equally as bad. John, what are you doing? Are you just kind of watching them?
So, I'm gonna look on the walls around this pit area, and is there stuff I could grab onto to be able to maybe, as an ape, leap across this pit?
It looks like you could, jump fairly easily, but if you pay close attention to like the edges, it's like about 1.5 inch, 2 inch lip around the edge too. So it looks like you can kind of slowly crawl your way across. Or if you happen to have a climb speed, you could legit just go chuk and climb along.
Yeah, I can climb 30 feet, and when I speak as being not playing a druid before, if I was to say something, would it be still in common?
That sounds like a monkey.
Yeah, it's a monkey.
You're an animal, like you. That's
okay. So I think I would mouth back to him.
Yeah, Hydracia would call out and ask if is that you, Delano? Basically, right? Like.
You actually don't hear him.
But couldn't I understand from his body language, at least have a inkling of what he's trying to say?
Well, you wouldn't even know it was me. You just see.
Well, yeah, but I can talk to apes. I can talk to beasts.
What approximately are you trying to get across, John?
I'm sort of like doing this thing that's pointing. There's something there is all I'm trying to mimic. If I was to yell it in common, I would say, "Watch out! There's something there that's going to, do what happened."
All right, that's good enough for me. So at about this time, something, since Pyra looked the other way specifically, which was handy, something pushes into Pyra from behind, and you feel like you're stuck against it, and it like pulls you in towards it. And the rest of you can very clearly notice now that you see it happening. Pyra's being pulled into something that kind of looks to be cube-shaped and gelatinous.
Ah! Guys!
So if you were to describe it in different terms.
Could I grab hold of her and try and pull her out off it?
You can, but first I have to do a little bit of damage. Oh, it's only 6 damage. That's not bad. So you take 6 damage as the cube wraps around you. You start to notice your skin feeling like it's kind of burning, like a caustic, acidic kind of burn. Your clothes are like slowly starting to burn too, but it seems like immediately someone's reaching in to try to pull you out. So, but it is a strength check in order to try to pull them out.
That is a 13.
I think that's actually enough.
Booch would also try to pull Pyra out if that's relevant at all. If you want to, if she needs help.
Yeah, no, that you both you're able to pull hard enough to pull Pyra out, and you can kind of see like the space that you were just pulled out of just kind of encloses back in, and it forms back into that almost perfect cube shape.
What the heck was that?
What are the chances that we would have seen one of these things before?
It would be an arcane check for like knowledge again, and I don't think any of you. Whoever has the highest intelligence, feel free to make a dry roll and see, but.
I would have an 11.
I have an 11.
I've got an 11.
Oh, so I have 16, so I'm the most intelligent.
You have 16
There you go.
intelligence.
I have a 12 intelligence, but I rolled an 11 with an Arcana check.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, I have an 11 intelligence.
Yeah, we'll just see what Elena gets.
I rolled a 12.
No, you're pretty sure you don't know. You're very confident it's an ooze.
Yeah, and I want to fight it.
Did it hurt you?
Yeah, it hurt me.
I don't think we want to touch that.
Why?
Well, it'll hurt you.
Okay, well, how do we get around it?
How are we gonna get past it?
Does it take up the whole hallway?
Yeah, it's exactly 10 by 10. It seems to be a perfect cube.
And it like all the way up to the ceiling even?
Yeah. All right, were you crossing the pit there, Monkey John?
Yep, I wanted to go to the other side there where it's safe. Yeah.
You notice that there's another pit, and it seems like there might actually be some water on the ground over there too, since you can see across.
Okay. I think I will also. I'll try to move over that next pit also.
Okay. Yeah, so what are the rest of you doing? Are you backing off? Are you fighting it? Do we need to roll initiative?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Well, we have to get past, so I guess we will fight it.
What is this thing?
I don't know. I've never seen its like before.
Hydracia, you're awfully quiet.
I am just trying to cover up the smell of your burning skin. Just quite noxious. But yes, I agree, we should kill it.
It's an 18 for Booch.
Oh yeah.
Mooching it up.
22.
Woohoo! 21.
14 for Kaitsa.
Yeah, I got a 4.
So it's very slowly moving towards you, but Delano is technically up first, so...
So as I said before, I was trying to get across this other pit, so I'm going to continue to do that to see what's in this other room first, because I'm not really prepared to attack that thing yet.
That's fair. You look very far down, and it looks like much of the floor is water, but what it is the slope of the hallway just kind of like dips down a little bit, and the water is about waist high. So it's enough that it would slow you down if you tried to move through it. You'd have to move through it at half speed, or if you want to swim, you could try to swim through it.
I think I'm just going to take my movement and head back across.
I imagine that what you're doing is you're just kind of like jumping into the pit, grabbing the ledge with your climbing, and then like swinging yourself back onto the other side.
Yeah.
So you all see through the cube that the ape is just kind of like bouncing around in and out of sight. Pyra, what do you want to do? You got this weird cube thing directly beside you.
Okay, so once per long rest, I can do reach to the blaze, which means I basically can cast Burning Hands once per long rest, using my con as my spellcasting ability.
Okay.
Reach through the blaze is basically a dex save of DC 14 for the cube.
It fails.
And yeah, from myself a 15-foot cone, I put my hands together and I throw out a bunch of fire, and it takes 3d6 fire damage. Okay, that looks terrible. I rolled 2 1s.
Oh.
2 1s and a 2. Oh my god. So somehow you missed most of the cube. I think you just kind of like went for like a spray and pray kind of motion, and just a lot of the fire hit the wall on the way to get to it, and then you finally got the cube.
It's like I'm running on fumes, just like dust comes out.
But it scorched it a little bit, and the cube kind of bubbles and boils in the spot that you hit it. And then it's up to the Booch.
So Booch is going to cast Erupting Earth. And I'm going to center a point. It's a 20-foot cube, basically. So I'm going to center it underneath this cube that is somewhat gelatinous. But I don't want it to hit Pyro or myself. The center's going to be back a bit. And so I have to make a dex save.
I hate y'all.
Yeah, that is don't know much, but I know that.
What is the number I'm looking for?
14, 15, or 16. I forget which it is.
It's fine. It's not dodging it. It almost seems to move closer to it. It's so bad at getting out of the way.
All right, so it takes 16 points of damage, and it's bludgeoning damage, and it's now in difficult terrain.
So you actually like messed up the stone itself too.
Yeah, I kind of summon just this power that messes with the ground underneath this cube.
Sounds good. After you is the cube itself, and neither of you moved back, so it's just gonna try to get on top of you. So I need both of you to try to make dexterity saves to get out of the way. Unless you don't want to. You can willingly choose to just be inside it if you want. That's always an option. You feel that is what the creature wants.
My dex save is 12.
It's 11 for Booch.
Booch is not good enough, but Pyra is.
Ooh, barely.
So Booch, as the cube moves in, you're not fast enough. You're kind of slow with the shell and whatnot. So Pyra can step the 5 feet back to get out of the way of the cube, but yeah, you get sucked into it.
When that creature moves to overtake me, I can use my reaction, Halo of Spores, to deal necrotic damage. You have to make a con save, and the DC is 15.
Yeah, it probably doesn't like what it tastes with Booch.
No, it does not.
It does not pass it, so what happens to it?
Takes 2 points of necrotic damage.
That's it? 1d4?
That is it.
As it sucks you in, it deals 13 points of damage to you as it begins to dissolve you.
Oof.
That was the
13.
highest I've rolled so far.
We have to pull him out, right? He's stuck in there?
Is he all the way inside of it?
He's pretty much all the way in, yeah, so. He can also try to struggle and get out himself. The obvious disadvantage of you trying to pull him in is that if you fail by enough, there's a possibility that you yourself could get pulled in. But that's all it does. It basically just moves forward and tries to encapsulate both of them. And it partially succeeds. Yeah, you notice that like your clothing and whatnot seems to be dissolving too, Booch.
Ain't
What
wearing
about the
any,
spore
brother.
babies?
I just got my shell.
Not the spores.
Yeah, I was trying to just hint that other things would be dissolving too.
You
Spore
will not
babies.
touch my spore babies.
No.
All right, after the cube is Kitesy.
I will cast Shillelagh on my staff
Shillelagh!
and turn it into a magical weapon and swing and hit the cube for a 16.
That definitely hits. It is almost impossible to miss this thing.
9 points of damage.
Nice. So nice magical thwack. You basically like. It's almost like carving a turkey. Like you it just slides through and just carves out a chunk of it. It kind of flops back down onto the chunk and seems to mostly reform, but you're definitely pulling pieces out. Are you gonna move or anything afterwards?
I would. Yeah, I'm gonna move back, even though I'm pretty sure it would get an opportunity attack if I did. But I'm still. That would be my reaction. I would move back from it.
It does. What actually seems to happen is part of its body just kind of like ripples and comes out and tries to thwack at you. Like its cube form reaches out and tries to tap you. Emphasis on tries.
Good.
Actually, I suppose I should look at your AC before.
No, you don't need to look at it.
Your AC is 12. I didn't realize it'd be quite so low. Okay. So it does manage to whack you, but because it's reaching out, it can't pull you in. But it does 6 damage as some of the acid gets on you and starts to burn. But yeah, you can move as far away as you want now.
Well, I wouldn't want to go back into the blackness, so I would stop in the corner, in the light.
And then after that is Hydratia.
So, does it look like Booch is able to move inside of that thing?
Not really. He's held pretty immobile. Like you can't attack or anything. He can't cast spells either unless that spell didn't have somatic components. So you'd have to have verbal. Material might be fine because y'all have holly and mistletoe anyway, so... Or whatever you use.
Have I seen a giant goat before?
And that's our show. Be sure to follow us on social media, Incorrigible Par on Twitter, Incorrigible Party on Facebook and Instagram. You can visit incorrigibleparty.com for additional world and NPC information and to get all your Incorrigible Party merchandise. Merchandising. That's where the real money is made. Get a flamethrower. The kids love that one. The Incorrigible Party is sponsored by Critical Hit Design. For your design needs, visit criticalhitdesign.com. That's me. All ambient sounds and music during the episode are courtesy of tabletopaudio.com, and our intro and outro music was created by Josh Jarvis. You can contact him for your own musical inquiries via email at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com. Happy adventuring!